Imagine, opening up a report from MIT and seeing a simple message: civilization is on track to break down by 2040, not in a sci-fi story, not in a conspiracy forum, in a respected scientific study. Fast forward about 50 years, and a new analysis from KPMG says something even more unsettling. We're not only following the model, we're actually ahead of schedule. So what exactly did MIT see coming? And more importantly, is there anything we can actually do about it? Let's break it down. Human civilization has existed for only about 10,000 years, a tiny blink in Earth's timeline. In that blink, entire empires have risen to incredible heights and disappeared just as quickly. Some vanished almost overnight, like Pompeii. Some fell in just a few months, like the Aztecs. Others unraveled slowly over centuries, like Rome. Historians disagree on the exact causes, but collapses usually fall into four big buckets: political fractures, social or cultural instability, environmental changes, and economic breakdown. When enough of these pressures add up, even the mightiest empires crumble. So, let's talk about the tech saves us scenario. This is where technology keeps improving fast enough to offset pollution, food shortages, and resource depletion. In this future, population levels off naturally, industrial output dips but living standards stay okay. And, honestly, efficiency and recycling do most of the heavy lifting. It's a world that's not booming, but also not collapsing. Now, there's also the stabilized world scenario. Here, humans intentionally slow down resource use, adopt renewables, recycle heavily, and really focus on long-term sustainability. And, this was actually the most optimistic outcome the researchers believed humanity could realistically choose. Then we have the business as usual 2 scenario. This is the one we don't want. And, according to recent data, the one we're actually closest to. Here's how it plays out. Pollution rises sharply, food production drops, resource extraction becomes harder and more expensive, birth rates fall, and industrial output collapses. This is the scenario that leads to a global societal decline around 2040. Nearly 50 years later, analyst Gaia Harrington revisited the data. Her conclusion: we're tracking the collapse scenario more closely than any other. The parts of the world already struggling with food and resources are hit first. Richer countries don't escape. They simply face different stresses like aging populations and declining worker numbers. The model doesn't predict extinction or a Hollywood apocalypse. It predicts a slow, painful unwinding of modern living standards. Should we panic? Not necessarily. The study has critics. Some argue human innovation always ramps up when pressure increases. The model underestimates breakthroughs. Not all pollution affects food production equally, and economic systems adapt in ways models can't predict. And, they have a point. Innovation has already surprised us. Renewables are cheaper than ever. Battery storage is improving quickly. Some countries are investing heavily in recycling and sustainable agriculture. Humanity's superpower has always been creativity under pressure. But waiting until the last minute is risky. The business-as-usual model assumes we don't solve problems until they're already severe. And that's why it ends badly. Here's the honest truth. No model can predict the future perfectly. MIT never said 2040 is doomsday. They said, if we keep doing exactly what we're doing, this is the direction we're heading. And that warning may be the most important part of the entire study. Because the story isn't finished. The next 20 years are not predetermined. We can choose innovations that reduce waste, economic systems that favor sustainability, energy systems that aren't built on scarcity, global cooperation instead of competition, smarter cities and smarter agriculture. And the earlier we start, the better the outcome. The MIT report wasn't a prophecy, it was a map showing what happens if humanity follows certain paths. We're still walking the dangerous one, but we can turn around. Civilizations fall when they assume they're too advanced to fail, but they survive when they adapt faster than the problems around them. The question isn't, are we doomed? The real question is, will we act before the limits catch up to us? And that answer, unlike the model, is entirely in our hands.